There's nothing that's more important in business than ethics and integrity. When our company was selected for the New Mexico Ethics in Business Award, we found that it was really critical that we continued over the years to operate with the highest ethics and integrity in all aspects of our business. We have the opportunity of serving family after family, and when we do that with the highest integrity, we find that we've built great trust in our community. And when we have trust, we have an amazing opportunity to minister to people at perhaps the most difficult time of their life.
When I think about an accomplishment in my professional career that really stands out, what comes to my mind is the 2 years that my wife and I had in Russia and Hungary when the wall came down and we had an opportunity to be part of building the first private wireless systems and to see the impact on the Russian and Hungarian people, the jobs that were created, the businesses that began to grow. It had a huge impact on us, and I know it had a huge impact on those countries as well.
I'm so grateful for the leadership training that I received while I was taking ROTC while I was in college. And then for the opportunity to put that into practice when I went on active duty for 2 years following graduation from college. But I didn't realize how it would be sorely needed when all of a sudden 2 years later I was thrust into the leadership of our company when my grandfather died, and he had just sold me an interest in the business and made me a partner.
When I look back on my academic experience at UNM as a freshman entering a whole new realm of opportunity opened to me of courses that I had never had an opportunity to take, and one of those was anthropology, and I wound up taking several courses from Dr. Frank Hibben, and he just captivated me with all these antiquities in the worlds and the cultures that he talked about. And I do think in an indirect way that had a bearing on my appetite to work in the international arena, which I later did professionally, never having any knowledge that I would ultimately do that one day when I was a freshman, sophomore, junior at UNM.
The people who work in our company are our most precious asset. There's a famous music icon in our community, Guillermo Figueroa, who has a Stradivarius violin, and he greatly values and handles that violin very carefully. And I believe he does that because it's something of great value. And we feel like that the people in our company are like that. They're of great value. But probably the most important thing that I would say is that there's nothing more important than a personal handwritten note that's mailed to the home of an associate who has gone above and beyond and really making a difference in the life of a family that we've served.
When I think about advice that I would pass on, and it's always difficult to follow Chet because all the good stuff is taken. I think about the fact that most of us have far more potential than we realize, and most people that we're around have far more potential than we realize. And I know when we had the Anderson students here in our facility, we picked them up in our limos, which was a big deal for them, and we brought them here into this business. And we showed them that a dead-end business really has a lot of potential for up-and-coming management employees. And I think they saw something very different about this line of business that none of them anticipated. And I think that's a symbol for what we see in life around us. There's huge potential out there, and often we miss it on the first glance, either looking at people or looking at opportunities.